Hello. Welcome. Happy day, happy practice. It's time to move. Let's move together. If you didn't know, I had a birthday. It was yesterday. And on my birthday, I had a great opportunity to just feel and take in and allow that recognition of being nurtured by thought, right? So on your birthday, as we all know, it's your day to be special. And every day is special, but for some great reason, the holiday of your birth, those come out of the woodworks, right? The unexpected, and maybe some that you quite expected and were surprised by still by the words you used, or even sort of the sentiment of finding the Hallmark card where, yes, those words are intensely dear and sweet and saturated, but from those that give them to you, because I'm somebody that reads deeply into what is said or even the words of songs, so be careful if you share something with me because I'll take it to heart. I really feel the goodness that comes my way, and it came, and I appreciate it. So if you're one of them, or even if you're thinking it now, gracias. It was also interesting because I know that for so many people, right, we have that holiday of life, living, and birth, and there's a reflection, right? There's a time where a piece of that day, maybe your ritual is looking back at old photos. Perhaps somebody shares them to give you this kind of like image of sort of past and present of when you once hung out with those people at one time, and now what it looks like in present. And that's nice to see that there's been time passage and the same characters are still occurring in your life story. I have had that, and it's felt even more beautiful than words to see. I've also heard and listened to a couple, many posts of people sort of also reminiscing and looking back and being like, wow, I ran into this picture of myself and I remember what state I was in. Though, looking at it as a person that hadn't known that person, you think, wow, striking, amazing, that person, you conjure up the images of what you believe that they felt or thought because of that image, what it takes on into your eyes and your brain. And then they tell further, that was a hard day, right? It was a difficult time, or I didn't believe myself to be as beautiful as now I'm looking back and noticing, why was I so hard on myself? So I use birthday as a time to remind myself, don't be so hard on you, right? There are great things, and sort of don't allow the negativity of your self-sabotage be the greatest thing that overwhelms all these great, beautiful things that are in the now, that you'll take too long for the future to look back and see that you should have really been able to relish. So in the nurturance of relishing in the good stuff that's now, and you have it, take a look in the mirror, feel your body, close your eyes, right? Take a breath in and feel your energy and aliveness, and enjoy this now with me together. Right? We're gonna go into this practice for the nurturing the now and feeling the good, and praise and respect it, and take a mental image, and tomorrow do the same thing, and so on and so on. Let your hands come together at your heart, and to your heart, to all of our hearts, to the way that we know hearts exist, and to the way they'll evolve into greatness. So bow to that. Open your eyes. Let's go. Here we are. I'm listening to some yoga pop music. It's not good, or it is good. It sometimes is, and then sometimes it won't. I might have to guide it a little with my smart speaker voice, which is not always so friendly. I'm starting from the middle of my mat. Okay, I've got my toes slightly turned out, and I'm just doing a little sort of a weeble wobble. You have your hands at your hips, or you could have your arms at your sides. So the difference between arms at your sides, out reaching like a T, and hands at your hips are just the amount of work you might do in your shoulders, right? So right here is not only a warm-up, but it's a nice isometric tone for those lifters to the sides, right? The abductors, the shoulders, the lift. Right, and then you're gonna slow it down. So I'm bending my knees, I'm widening them, and right now, because this might be sort of, it might have been a while for you, you might need to give yourself a little push, right? Lean over to your right knee and just put a little bit more weight in that right leg, and then turn towards your right knee. This doesn't have to be super sort of wildly extravagant, just feel the weight shift. Feel yourself being held by that place where you are in your foot. And you slide back in the middle, and you turn your heart, your attention, your weight distribution over to that left foot, and you just allow, right, so that sort of lightness that is arriving in that right leg, right, as you've turned away from it, let it be felt, right? You're giving yourself some space, right? Open up that space to just receive that good stuff that exists right here. Alexa, volume down, right? Back through the middle. Let's take the arms up to the sky, right? And come back to your little shake, little wiggle. It's a little bit different experience of that full flexion of the shoulder, the arm. Okay, you're gonna turn, settle that, turn again to your right. I'm gonna turn a little bit more, left leg is straight. I'm leaning into my right foot, but then I'm gonna straighten through my right leg. I'm gonna flatten my back a little bit more here, at least straighten it. I'm not necessarily flat as parallel to the floor, but not rolling or arching or C-curving. Okay, right knee bends, slide back to the middle, and arms back up to the sky again. You might notice the reach up through the arms gives you this opportunity to contribute some weight into the hips. And imagine your sit bones are reaching down towards the floor. Right, going over to the left. First, just weight shift like we did in the first one. Right leg straightens, and then left leg straightens also. Right, so some integrity and strength through the spine. And this is not static, so you don't have to lock the knees, and you don't have to lock the shoulders, so you can wiggle around in this, right? So if there something arrives, and it tend to be or would be in that sort of low back, hip, high sort of quarter of that glute, right? Just wiggle it around. See if you can give it some breath and attention, appreciation. Left knee bends, you slide through the middle, and right here now I'm gonna take my arms behind me and interlace the fingers. All I'm doing is interlacing my fingers. I'm not lifting the arms too high. I'm not going anywhere that they don't want to be right now. And right now they're a little tight, so I'm just gonna keep them low. Right, and I'm doing that same little wiggle. I'll show you from the back. In the hips. Okay, now we're gonna take this again towards your right foot. Keep your hands interlaced though. Left leg straightens, right leg straightens. And now this one's gonna be a fold to lift the arms. A tuck to the chin. This is gonna open your chest. It's gonna also feel really deep and strong in the upper back and shoulders. And of course your hamstrings. Right knee bends, lift the chest, slide back through the middle. We're gonna go all the way over to your left. First right leg straightens. You might even angle that back foot. Straighten the left leg, lean your chest forward, and then lengthen the back of the neck as you lengthen the back of your leg, okay? Arms are going up, and every breath is a reminder to appreciate what's happening right in this instant. Okay? Whew. Left knee bends, back through the middle. Now we're just gonna rock, and we're gonna swing. So I'm crossing my arms, I'm sweeping them out and open, and giving myself a little soft little tap hug, right? A little tactile reference, some experience. Feel the skin in the back, upper back and shoulders, okay? All right, now we're gonna go to the right leg, left knee bends, or left leg straightens. Hands go to the floor on this one. You go up to a lunge so your left heel lifts. Okay, right leg goes back. You're gonna go for a little open hip, look over your left shoulder, and see your right foot, spot it. Super nice. Right foot steps forward between your hands. Right leg straightens. There is a pyramid pose that's gonna lift into a triangle pose. We're gonna use that right knee bends to tip up into warrior 2. And then you're gonna slide that back into your straddle center. Right, so this is kind of like where we're kind of meeting our baseline. We're kind of in that little wiggle. I don't wanna hold anything too still. So I wanna appreciate that we know and notice that energy is in motion, right? So we're gonna use that a little bit. Okay, go to that left leg. Fold into it. There you go. Okay, and then right arm goes up. First we're in triangle pose. An extremely therapeutic shape if you haven't done this in a while. I always mention and finding a place on an airplane to do this, but that's not really sort of in the conversation as much anymore, right? Or at least not as common for all of us. Left knee bends, at the moment at least. It's not gone forever. Warrior 2, relax the shoulders, right? So if you need to roll them back, tuck them down, do that. Okay, left leg straightens, come back through the middle. There we are. All right, so it kind of feels, oh my God, I forgot. Go back to that left leg, lunge to a 3-legged dog, open the hip and look over the shoulder. My bad, and that's okay, it's an easy recovery. I'm not afraid to admit that I missed something, and I don't need to edit it out to make it seem as though I'm perfect and this is seamless, because yoga is fluid, it's changeable, it's organic, and we all make mistakes, right? And so that's my birthday recognition. Glad to know that I can accept that I've made a lot of mistakes. That's how I got here, to look so good through lots of mistakes, right? So, okay, let's go to the right again. There's the lunge. Left heel lifts. Let's go back, 3-legged dog again. Open hip. And then you're gonna bring the knee forward, tap it to your left elbow, so it's gonna cross your heart, and your right heel is gonna go to the left, to the right. Okay? You're gonna slide for a cricket, and we're actually gonna let this cricket land, so your right butt cheek's on the floor, your left knee is bent, and your right leg is gonna go up so you can hold the heel. All right, and then you're gonna open the hip, the leg out, so my right leg is straight, left knee is bent for the moment. I'm pressing from left knee to heel, and then I'm gonna press out, reach out, and straighten the left leg as my left arm reach. Left hand to the floor, right leg goes back again, open hip. Ooh, I like that one. So this is an appreciation for being fluid. Right foot steps forward. Take a pyramid pose first, and let that come open to a triangle pose. Let's flow this up to warrior 2, and then we'll even tip further back to reverse warrior. You can't get mad at a reverse warrior. Okay, come up. Maybe you can actually. I think we can do whatever we want. Back to the middle. Whee! All right, so again, just remembering, right? Be creative, be freestyle, right? Moving the arms, lifting them. If you've got a little reflection of yourself somewhere and you can kind of see how cute you look while you do this and how corny it might be, right? Be corny. Raise your freak flag. Turn towards your left foot. Down, low lunge, left leg back, hip open, look and see the foot. Okay, bring that left knee forward and tap it to your right elbow. As you do, that back right foot tips over so the heel can land on the floor. You get more security. Now we're gonna cricket slide to a sit. So you get that left butt to the floor. You reach up towards that left foot or your calf and you just give it a little pull towards you. Okay, and then you slowly watch it sweetly sweep out so it's long. Press into that right foot. Reach through that right arm and we go, and we land from the floor up to this reverse, or this fallen warrior. Okay, right hand comes to the mat. There's your twist through the ribs, initiated from that right upper back. Back to a 3-legged dog, open hip. Super sweet. Okay, left foot step forward. Let's do a nice, ooh. My laundry is ready to go into the dryer. Here's pyramid pose to triangle pose. Right, I have like 3 timers set right now. Life is always happening, right? There's always something that's coming next. Always, always, always. Okay, left knee bends from triangle to warrior 2. And you take your time and take your shape, make your shape. Reverse warrior. Right, noticing maybe the weather is affecting your joints, your limbs, your muscles, your mood, and just notice it, right? So this is a point in time, a marker, something to feel, maybe remember. Back through the middle. All right, so if you noticed, we have not been super vinyasa, chaturanga heavy lately, and that's quite all right. I'm actually really sort of not mad at that. It just has been happening out of circumstance because like me, like always Mikey, I've always been very sort of heavy on the standing poses and sort of the lifts and the shifts. And it's only gotten better. Right, okay, so you're gonna go over to your right foot again. There's a little change in this one. You're gonna lean to your lunge, and then you're gonna pick it up to a standing split. Okay, then bend your left knee, open the knees. Left knee is kind of out to your left in a 90-degree from that right thigh, and then close it in so that that foot can come down to meet the right. You're gonna inhale to a flat back and straight legs. And this is the little difference here. We're gonna take a tiptoe chair for 3 breaths. So practice your breath, practice your strength, inhale. And exhaling, building some endurance, inhaling. And exhaling, one more, inhale. And your exhale. Let's reverse it. So you're in a forward bow. Your left leg is going to go back, up and open, and then you're going to slowly tip it back to your low lunge. Okay, right leg is going to go back, 3-legged dog, open hip, look left, see the foot. Okay, slide that knee forward, left elbow, little hold, little squeeze, little muscle, ground that left heel, drop down to your grounded little squishy, right? Little grasshopper to squishy, right leg up, and then watch it tip over and land. Right, you're gonna take a little moment and fold. So my left knee is widening just kind of freely out to the left. You could push it, or you could reach your left hand towards your right foot. And this kind of makes it a little bit sort of cuter because now it's going right, or left arm reaching away from that right leg, right? Left leg is stretching, reaching strong, and now left hand comes to the floor. Legs are still straight for a moment to get this twist. Sweep your heart towards your right, and then tuck the knee in, press it back and open. Okay, right foot steps forward. Pyramid pose first, so right leg straightens nice and smooth. Take your time to open the chest, the heart, the ribs, really feeling that back left foot. Triangle pose. And as the right knee bends, that transitions you right up through warrior 2 and to reverse warrior. And so we did this a few weeks ago, right? This is kind of a graceful bowing to our history, right? So you're gonna look down towards your left foot and drop your right shoulder. My right hand is reaching in that direction also, and then reveal and open it back up to the current moment, which is reverse warrior. Okay, when you come up, we're back in our wiggle. All right, so this is our center, right? We have one more on the left side, and then we're gonna get close to the floor. And that was it, right? To the left foot. Lunge to the left foot, then lean into the left leg for a standing split. Right leg up, chin tuck, forward, standing split towards that left leg. Doesn't have to be ultimate high because we're not really working on that as much today, but definitely want to appreciate that strength from that right glute here. Right knee bend. Right, now open the hips. We're just kind of playing with the nuance of a nice kind of little chicken wing, 90-degree hip opening, adduction, and hug the knee to meet the left. As the foot plants, there you are. Inhale to a flat back, nice and long. This exhale is going to a tiptoe chair pose. Okay, so 3 breaths here. That's your measurement in time. Inhaling. And exhaling, maybe you sit a little bit deeper or you lift a little higher or both in your torso. Inhale. And exhale, getting a little wiggly, a little shaky. Inhale. And then this is the exhale that takes you back into your forward bow. So that little power hold of tiptoe chair is, it's no joke, right? It's not playing around, but it definitely gets you right into your senses, right? Feeling all those legs and how you got here, right? Okay, right knee bends, whee. Right hip opens, awesome. And right foot steps back. Here's your low lunge. Here is your three-legged dog, open hip. Okay, tucking the belly, keeping your belly nice and toned, right? You're kind of pulling it in at all times, not because you're forcing sort of a look, but you're really enforcing a stability in the core. So that's the point of it, right? It's not just because you will look good at any given moment in any photo, but that also helps, right? Knee to right elbow. Slide it back towards the floor. There you are to land. And a little extra hold up to the foot. Right, this is a nice stretch to that left glute, right? Allow it. Left leg lands out to the left. You're either pushing the right knee away or you're reaching to that right foot to fold, to the left foot to fold, sorry. Okay, the exhale really gives you sort of that initiation to surrender, so feel free to let go and hold that for a moment. Okay, your next inhale as you push to that right foot, you reach out through that right arm, there it is. Keep the legs straight. Allow your right hand to come to the floor. Whew. Right, so there's this little sweet moment of a twist. Left knee tucks and then goes back to a three-legged dog, open hip. I like to glance over the shoulders, kind of keeps the chest open and it keeps you kind of right in the neck so you're not forcing your chin to the floor. That's the reason why. Left foot steps forward. First, a pyramid pose, which is pretty much like a triangle pose without the arms in the sky, and then we let it. Right arm goes up, and then we follow it. Left knee bends. We go warrior two, and then flip it to reverse warrior. Okay, you get that, you're happy in that, and then we're gonna go for a little bit of that sort of heart dive. So you're gonna bow the left shoulder, look towards that right foot. Left hand is kind of reaching past the foot towards the back of the mat. And you reveal it again, just that nice rotation, chest, heart, arms, breath, skin, any choice word come up. And here we are, right in the center. All right, we're gonna get closer to the floor here. This is something I was practicing in the gym today for fun. All right, so we're already comfortable being low and being strong and working those thighs. You're gonna let your hands touch the floor. I'm on fingertips because I like fingertips and it's a little bit easier on your wrists, but you might disagree, so you can do anything that sort of makes you happy here. All right, so I still have my knees bent, so I have a wide little sort of a froggy, I think they call it a sumo squat. All right, lean into your left foot and then pick up the right leg. I'm gonna thread it around and behind. So I've got sort of that little grasshopper or that little squishy that we did before, except for now the right leg is behind the left heel and I'm folding to bow. So it is a little baby grasshopper down low, pushing into the left foot. That's gonna help you pick up that heavy right leg, open the hip, and place the foot over to the right. Shifting this time. Weight goes into the right leg, light on the left, right? You pick it up, you slide it over, and you just take your time, right? You let your left hand land so it kind of gives you a little bit of, slows that momentum. Your right knee is relatively over that right heel, right above it, and then you're folding. You're staying wide through that left shoulder, so this is a nice twist. Super grounding. Lean into that right foot, okay? Pick up that heavy left leg and shift it over. Ooh, there you are. Here we are low. Now this is gonna get us to the floor. So I'm very gently gonna take my arm out to the right side of my right foot on the sort of the back end, right? I'm gonna take my right leg out and take my right hip to the floor. Right hand to the mat. Then I'm gonna pick it up and place that right leg out to the side. Now I'm gonna take my right hand to my left shin, and I'm gonna lean away from my left knee. Again, you could press away from the left knee, or you could reach the left hand towards your right foot. Whee! This is a happy place to be, especially after that third breath where you don't really get it until you've been there for a while, right? And that's kind of what life is always telling us, right? You gotta live life to understand it. We're not sitting around waiting. Whew. Good things to learn. There we go. That's the one. OMG. All right, I'm not mad at that. To come out of that, right? Let's reverse, as if we're on a VHS. Right hand is to your right, a little bit behind your right thigh. I push down into my right arm so that my right hip comes up, and that way I can bring my right leg back, my right leg over, my right foot to the floor, and I'm coming through the middle. So here's my squat. Left hand is to the left and behind me. I'm gonna lean into the left foot, and then take that foot to the floor, bring my left leg first over to my right. So I'm just kind of getting my bearings. This is basically so you can get more into your pelvis here. Pick up the left heel and slide it over. So I'm mostly pivoted on left sit bone. Again, here we go. We're either leaning to the left knee and left leg and pressing the right knee away, or you're entirely picking up that right arm and reaching away, right? Sometimes people hold that right shin, and that kind of can be a nice anchor for leaning away and reaching towards that foot, right? It's not necessarily essential, but it is a definite addition to your awareness of your global being, right? Of all the things that you can do and still experience, right? That really sweet moment where you come into realization that you're all good, everything's great, and you're really glad you didn't miss it, right? So don't wait for 20 years to realize how awesome you were at the age that you're looking back at, right? That's not happening. Not if I have anything to do with it. Left hand to the floor, right? So this is just bringing us back up. So you're picking up that left butt, sweep it again to the right, place the foot, and you come back through middle. So now we just did like a pretty dynamic move there in the shift of the body. Right, nice job. So we're leaning now again, like we've been doing, over to the right foot. This is actually just taking us to the floor. So you're getting your right foot back, and we have not done a down dog yet, so yay, perfect. Inhale to a plank pose, and then exhale the knees to the floor. We're gonna do a couple cat-cows here, just to kind of really enjoy the art of making and creating position. Right, position of the heart right here. We're staying in the cat side, still breathing. Chin is tucking in the neck as well. And then as I was on fingertips there, I tend to find that this is a nice transition. Now I take my wrists to the floor, my palms to go for the cow version, the arch. This is a pretty nice little back bend that you don't have to get all kind of crazy about. Right, we'll do two more like that. So a tuck, belly in. And breathe across the shoulders. You can kind of notice yourself putting some equality in that place where we take advantage of our shoulders every day, our hips too, and they're the most mobile and the most unstable place in our body, but we recognize and we work the strength to hold it at every position, every perspective. So right here, we're just kind of giving it the blood and the breath that it needs. Okay, go to that inhale to look up, to arch the spine, to feel the heart sink down, not pinching the neck. Right, so it takes a couple breaths to notice maybe where you might be overwhelming yourself. And then this is one more time here in this tuck. All right, you may even notice this kind of giving you clarity in what you hear in your ears by loosening up some of those muscles in the back of the neck from the shoulders up. Okay, on this inhale, you're gonna roll over the knees, the feet go up, and we're gonna go into our cute little finisher, scorpion up dog. Awesome. And we're going one more time to all fours so that we can shift to our seat, right? So when you get to your seat, you'll come to a wide straddle, right? Just sitting upright, right? If you find that you're C-curving naturally because your legs won't allow you to sit upright when you're sitting on the floor like this, bring your legs in as much as you need, even if it means bringing them together, until you find your seat. And if that's still not occurring, you can put a block underneath your booty, right? And just kind of tilt your pelvis forward on that and give yourselves that opportunity to free up the low back, right? So that in time, right, you stay here long enough, you don't have to forward bow. You just work on breathing out through the back of the legs, freeing up some of that stuff in the low back. And we've been doing a lot of psoas work too, so you might be surprised even at this point of your practice, right? So you might be sliding your hands out towards your knees. Keep your chest up, chest forward, right? The tendency here is people really want to get their face to the floor, so they risk everything by just C-curving and kind of going into the ego, right? Let's go into the heart and just take our time, right? You don't have to look to the ceiling, right? You just look gently out in front of you. Okay, and you may notice if you lift your toes and spread them, it's gonna fire up some toned shin, some toned quads, and the stronger your quads are working, activating right now, the better you'll be at allowing space and length in those hamstrings. So the more spacious you get here, the less disrupted you might be by some of the quirky things that are going on in your life and around you. So that's it's a great metaphor. I think I heard today, right? If you could be as wide open as the sea, right? A drop of red dye would make no difference to the brilliance of its color, right? So it dissipates with the more space that you give yourself, right? So less shaken by the turbulence of sort of the chance happenings of the day-to-day. Okay, so that was that, right? It should feel pretty nice. I'd love to come out of a hamstring stretch, a wide straddle or otherwise, and just kind of give yourself a moment to feel your seat. So come to a comfortable seated position and close your eyes. Wherever you are in your seat or however you've shaped your legs for this moment, right? Give yourself a nice breath into all the most obvious places you've worked, right? Feeling, maybe it was your joints, maybe it was your muscles, perhaps both. Maybe it was your heart or your mood. And just as much as it seems like it's the same, or maybe it's not, but think about this work you've done just now for your attitude, right? Attitudes are not always bad, right? Not like when you're being scolded as a child, right? A positive attitude, doing it for that, or doing it for a negative attitude, whatever that might be. Let your hands come together and just bowing to all the ingredients that make now so potent, so interesting, and so you at this time. Right? Namaste. Happy holidays. Happy birthday to all of you for whenever that occurs, but especially for all you Sages, right? Sharing the moment, being in it. Love your life. Peace. Talk soon. Thanks for coming. See you.